Jason, man, I'm glad you're here.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. Chad, it's so good to see you. I feel like we kind of grew up with Real Stack at Ranchman Properties. So,
Yeah, you guys are one of the OGs, and I'm very proud of that to this day. So I thank you guys for being a client.
yeah, thank you. Thank you for building such a great platform for not only us, but all land brokers.
Yeah,
So
you're welcome.
it's awesome.
Thank you. But this show isn't about me. It's about you, and I want to know the broker's journey. And I just like, your girls, you've been chasing rodeos, you've been burning up the road, you and your wife, and, all the time that goes into that. What's going on lately with your two girls?
Well, Jada is a senior at Oklahoma State University on the rodeo team. So she's traveling every weekend to college rodeo. So if mom and I aren't at a college rodeo, we're at a high school rodeo. So Tana, our youngest, she's a senior, and she high school rodeos. And so in between, there's always a barrel race, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, however many we can squeeze in every day of the week.
Yeah.
So it's fun. We're blessed. And most importantly, we get to keep our family together.
Yeah. Yeah. And so like sporting events or rodeo or whatever, what people don't realize, but you may not realize as much as it's an opportunity to gather. So grandparents may come to a rodeo to watch for a minute. A friend may join in another weekend, or it's just you and your wife, and you can kind of have a quasi date together. Your girls are self-sufficient, but it creates that opportunity to gather and spend time together. And if you didn't have those, you would be trying to create those on your own, like vacations and whatnot.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's fun. You want to instill work ethic into your children, because our job is to grow them up so they're released to the wild, right?
Yeah.
So it's exciting to see them grow and see them chasing their dreams.
Yeah. Well, credit to you and your wife, like just raising young women to go and to leave. You don't want to raise your kids to stay. You want them to leave, although you want that relationship forever. Yeah. But at the same time, like you were mentioning to me off camera about, your older daughter taking care of performance horses and all that goes into that, and the exercising them and caring for them, and the vet and the feed and everything else. Like, and she's not doing that with you over her shoulder anymore. She's in college and has some things at stake. They're trying to win.
Right. Yeah. Discipline. Discipline. Consistency. Right. We all want and achieve that every day, even in our business, right? So to see them up at 5:30 and working horses and chasing their dreams and doing this, it's always the small, intricate stuff that makes big stuff happen.
Yeah, it's really fun to watch. A couple things. One, it's fun to watch young people get interested in something and apply themselves, and even at the entry level. But once they really commit to that craft, and then you have a family that's supportive of them, with their time, with their economics, everything, that just, to me, motivates young people. And like, okay, if this is what you want to do, I'm going to support it. We're going to eat right. We're going to be diligent. We're going to be on time. We're going to be early. We're going to do all these things. And it just so happens to be centered around a horse, right, or a group of horses. But maybe later in life, it's about, providing for their children.
Right.
And
right.
Those kind of things. They were supporting their husband, or their husband supporting them,
Right. I think there's 3 super important things that I get up every day at 5:15. And I work on 3 areas, right? Spiritually, mentally, and physically. I start the day thanking God for what He's given us, and where we're headed, what we're going to do for the day. And I'm super passionate about that, because when I started in land brokerage, it was a tough time for me.
Yeah.
And to see it come full circle is amazing.
Yeah. You're here today, and we really enjoy watching people succeed. And like you said earlier in the podcast, I was introduced to you guys almost 10 years ago, and we began working together. And then to watch what you and Ben have created didn't just happen overnight, but it's sure been fun watching you guys continue to grow what you have, grow your team, grow your platform for other people to succeed. But if you've ever seen Jason Trosper at a trade show, you really know who he really is. You're just like overly friendly. You want to get to know every single person. You're so interested in other people. And I think that's what's been part of your success formula and your combination with you and Ben, plus your family. I mean, it's like a recipe for success.
Thank you for saying that. Yeah, we're in the relationship business, right? It's super important. Whenever I first started, my first corporate job was with U.S. Smokeless Tobacco, and my boss was tough, Walt Garrison, Dallas Cowboys football player. He expected excellence, and it better happen every day, and you better never be late. 15 minutes early was on time.
Yeah.
So it was those hardcore ethics that really sticked. And you see it. He would always say, look, everywhere, every discussion, build a relationship, lead with your heart, just like you did from where you're from in the Panhandle, right? We didn't have very many neighbors, and our neighbors were like family. Whenever it came time to work, they needed help, we helped them, right?
Yeah.
So it plays an important role into land brokerage, right? We have the fiduciary duty of helping our clients succeed and meet all their goals. And I tell every one of them, hey, we're family during this transaction. And even after this transaction, we're going to be there for you.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you had a number of things over, the course of either your both early years and your introduction into the corporate world. Is probably a good thing. You sometimes you get a hard boss that you might respect him, but you don't like him, or those kind of scenarios. You don't have to be the best friend, but if you go back, you guys were building fences, taking care of cattle, driving a tractor, cutting hay, whatever you're doing, and that was just the way it was. And then you talk about your neighbors. That fast forwards through your tobacco company phase and into what ultimately ends up at Ranchman Properties. So rewind us back, start at the beginning, short version, how did you get here?
Well, I thought I was going to retire from U.S. Tobacco. Well, let me take a step back. A horse and a rope is how I ended up in North Texas. I tell everybody it was God's plan. But I went to work. I moved down here, went to work for U.S. Tobacco, and didn't really know how big that company was. It was a Platinum 100 company, and I was just the intern marketing guy to help out, and it was eye-opening to me. My jaw just hit the floor every day how different North Texas is from the Texas Panhandle. Mm-hmm. But the one thing I noticed really quickly is there wasn't a lot of people around with a lot of work ethic. So I made up my mind, hey, this is just like building fence when it's 110. Hey, this is a lot better job. So I'm going to outwork everybody.
Yeah.
And I think that helped me progress through the corporate ranks, and I loved it. Thought I was going to retire from there, and the company sold. And guess what? There was no more job. Bottom of the barrel. My oldest daughter was a baby. Felt like a loser. My wife, she's my rock. Mm-hmm. And she helped me get through that dark time. And I guess the thing about it, thank God I was going to church, and I was just praying about what's the next chapter. You brought me down here, and I met all these amazing people, and I'd just pray, hey, God, will you help me just find my way to somehow use all the connections you've given me. Mm-hmm. And a friend of mine said, hey, you should do real estate. Like, you need to get your real estate license and do what you love. So I was going online, I was taking courses online, and I wasn't making any money. We were broke. My wife had brought home a for sale by owner sign. And she said, hey, man, like, we got to, we probably need to sell the place. And I got clinically depressed. And I prayed about it. And I ended up, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this real estate thing. Didn't know where I was going to end up or anything. Mm-hmm. But so I was giving roping lessons to a kid in high school. He was coming out the house every day, and we were getting roping lessons. He goes, hey, man, I got a friend. He's my old football coach in junior high. You should call him. So I picked up the phone, and I called this dude named Ben Clark, and he didn't really say much. He's like, hey, man, when you finish your license, give me a call. And I was like, well, he didn't talk very much. So I was like, who is this guy? So I finished my license, and I called him. He goes, hey, let's go grab lunch. And we went to lunch with Jimmy McKissick, who owns one of the Keller Williams office in Denton. And Jimmy said one important thing. And he goes, hey, in real estate, there's not a ceiling that you hit. Like, there's not a salary. It's all earned. Mm-hmm. And I thought, sign me up. And so I did. Ben and I partnered in 2015 and in a little 10 by 10 office. And here I am in my hat, my boots, and go walking in the Keller Williams office. And I was kind of like a fish out of water. And very humble beginnings, right? Like, Ben had been selling residential real estate, I think, for like 7 years. Mm-hmm. We didn't have a name. We didn't know we were going to be Ranchman Properties. I was like, man, how's this real estate thing work? So he goes, well, start calling for sale by owners or expired listings, and epic fail. So curb and gutters was not for Jason. I don't think I ever sold a house. But what I did find, and the cool thing about Keller Williams is there's so much education there that you can plug into and take advantage of. And we went to a class. Ben's like, hey, man, I signed us up for this bold thing. And I was like, what is that? So we went, and it was amazing. And it's really, the courses, it's intense. It's like a 8-10 week long course, and you set your personal goals and you reflect. And the thing I learned the most out of that is there's no excuses.
Yeah.
Everybody has a story of suffering and humble beginnings and all that, right? Yeah. But the thing about it that made me think is all of my past I can pour into this. And that's when I was like, hey, man, you keep selling houses. I'm going to try this selling some land, and let's just see what happens. Yeah. And it just kept evolving for us. And then we were like, well, we need to come up with a name if we're going to sell ranches. So we didn't have a website. We didn't have anything, mm-hmm. right, Chad? So I'll never forget, our first listing was in Weatherford. And it was through one of our family friends. Their mom and dad was going to sell their ranch. So Ben and I go there, spend 4 hours looking at everything, inside, outside, all the barns, everything. And we're like, man, we just got our first farm and ranch listing. This is going to be awesome. Well, he called when we got back to the office and says, boys, y'all don't even have a website have y'all even sold a piece of dirt? And we were like defeated,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But the one thing about us is it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So we lost that battle, but we're going to win the war mentality, right?
Well, it probably told you what you needed to know.
Yeah.
Right? You got, I mean, it's like, somebody that has aspirations of playing professional baseball. Well, that's good, but there's a lot of good players.
That's absolutely right. That's right.
And you did get a chance to dance at the table. You got a chance to dance, and all of a sudden your eyes were open, and you don't know what you don't know. And I think early in everybody's career, you start to figure out you've learned more from that. I wouldn't call it a failure, but you learn more from that no
Right.
than you would have if he would have said yes. You'd have been scrambling and figuring it out and not thinking about, oh, what could we have done better?
Absolutely. Yeah. So from that, it was just like, okay, that's when we met Chad Pope. That's when we were like, real stack. We need real stack. I remember we met you at a convention and we were like, dude, sign us up. We're in.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And then, you piece everything together as you go. But the thing about it that really, as I reflect back, it was cool to see how my past needed to be poured into this. And to what could we do to make us distinctly different? How could we get more focused on our marketing? How can we get our message out there, and how can we be relevant in this space?
Yeah.
And that has been super important for us. I've always been the marketing guy. Ben's the black and white numbers guy, which is awesome because
Yeah.
we're like two totally different. He went to Baylor, played football. I was just an old farm and ranch kid that was out in the country, horse and a rope, and it's cool. It's cool to see the chemistry.
Yeah. Yeah. I think your energy, you're right. Ben is more stoic and more like, matter of fact,
Yep.
if you will,
Yeah.
the best way to describe it. But you're more like visionary and idea and, throw it on the wall, see what sticks.
Right.
And your networking ability and to make few people feel comfortable you've got a gift there for sure. But that brings up, you guys have done a good job of aligning yourself with other brands, both in the past and current, NRS or whoever it is
Right.
From then. But now you guys are creating this new alliance that you're going to be launching soon, 2026.
Yes, it's going to be a big surprise.
Okay.
We're really excited. We're going to do the first announcement probably early December, but we're going to have an outdoor alliance with some really cool brands and ranchman properties. And the deal is it's cool. It's a really cool collaboration of Texas brands that are coming together because we all serve high-end clients, and their clients are our clients, right? We're blessed to be the official real estate company of NRS in Decatur, and we love that. We get to work with United Ag and Turf and have a co-branding opportunity there because why? Their clients are our clients. So be looking for that coming out in December, and we'll have some really, really neat information about that.
Yeah,
coming out.
anytime you can, anytime you can connect with non-competitive brands, but that you're selling or representing the same high net worth client or high income earners, that's a win for everybody.
Right.
And you guys got a big database. You got Keller Williams behind you, and they've got big databases, and just the cross pollination of that could be a super solid move. I think it's going to work. To be honest with you,
thank you.
So I think it's genius, but it's a lot of legwork. And again, it goes back to like they have to trust you,
Right.
and you have to be trusted to be in the group to do co-branding. So that says a lot too. So anyway, I know the NRS deal has been a very good asset to Ranchman Properties too.
It has been, and you know, it's always about learning, growing. I think reflecting back of all your blessings, but then where you headed, knowing your target, like own your goal every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, we tell everybody on our team, hey, there's no I in team, right? We grow together. And whenever we formed Ranchman Properties, and you know, our vision was, let's grow this thing bigger than us. So if a new agent comes to us and says, hey, I want to be a part of it, we want the machine to be big enough where they can plug in and succeed. And I promise you, our goals are big enough for their goals.
Yeah.
Right? And we grow together.
Yeah. You said the word, you know, create this machine, and basically where other people can succeed. You know, we talk here at Real Stack about our team. We call it a platform. We build a platform to plug other people in so that they can be successful. And that's one of our, you know, whys. So that's on the list of why we do what we do is I want to see somebody be able to put their kids through school and go on vacations and make a good living, have a comfortable lifestyle, make as much money as they can.
Right.
We just provide the platform. So one, you have to apply yourself, because in this environment, we're not just going to come in and train you robotically and say, hey, here's how you do it. We will do that, and we do that at some point, but you've got to show the initiative, you know, and it's up to you. So it sounds like, or not sounds like, I know it because I've been firsthand. That's what you guys have done. So how many agents do you guys running right now?
We have about 10 agents right now.
So it started as you and Ben, and now you've got almost a dozen agents, and you're helping them fulfill their dream, set their goals, and show what it looks like. And now you have probably even more responsibility, because you being on time, or you doing what you said you were going to do, now you've got other eyes watching you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So you're setting the tone, which is really cool. And Ranchman, so when I started, you guys had a handful of listings, but now you go and look on the site, you've got not only a good listing quantity, but the asset classes you guys are representing now is like taken aback. Like, this is for real. So what are some of the cool ranches that you've got in inventory right now, or that you want to talk about, or the coolest ranch you've sold kind of thing? Like, let's start talking about land for a minute.
All right. Well, probably the latest ranch that like we're super proud of was the 5F ranch up in Alvord, Texas. 2,600, 9 acres. We sold it, and the most important thing about that was it had all the oil and gas mineral assets tied with it, so it was very complex sell. But the cool thing about that ranch is it's just highly productive, great soil, lots of water, just a beautiful place. And our buyer, whenever we called him, and we had helped him buy a ranch in Bosque County, and we told him, we said, hey, you need to trust us on this one. This is going to be a moneymaker. And he came and looked at it, and he goes, let's do it. So he said, but look, my goals are, I want to get into the Wagyu business. And I'm 2.5 hours away. So what are we going to do about that? So a big part about Ranchman Properties is we stand behind what we say. And he said, well, do we keep the 2 ranch employees that are there? I got to know them while we had it listed. Great work ethic, good guys. I said, well, let's keep those guys. Let's keep them. And so now 3 years later, after we sold it, we managed a ranch for them, run 750 head mama cows, Angus cows, bred to Wagyu bulls. And so the thing about that is about the relationship that we have with them after the sale.
Yeah.
And that ranch it's been a special place. this year in March, we sold the ranch again, and we did a lease back for 18 months. So we're still there operating for another year, and then we'll go find us another one.
There you go.
Yeah. Up in Oklahoma, we have the DOK Ranch, 13,000 acres. Well, 10,500 acres is listed right now. That ranch is a cow-calf operation place currently, runs about 900 head of yearlings on it a year. And that's a special ranch for somebody to...
What part of Oklahoma is that in?
It's just outside of Atoka,
Okay.
little community called Lane, Oklahoma.
Got it. So are you finding that people are selling off their cattle and then selling their land, or are they trying to sell it as a turnkey operation more often
Man,
than not?
that's a great question. I love it when ranches get passed down to carry on our heritage, our ranching. Agriculture is important to me, important to my family. But unfortunately, around the Metroplex, we see them, it's all about the money sometimes, right?
Yeah.
The next generation wants to develop it, right? So there's a lot of different buckets that we work in. A lot of transitional land. We sell a lot of transitional land. We sell a lot of turnkey horse facilities, ranches, cow-calf operations, recreational ranches. So we're very diverse, and we love that. But
Yeah, you guys are in the heart of horse country, really, in Denton of North Texas.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got Parker County out west, Weatherford. That's obviously a big cutting horse. Is popular there, Western Pleasure, that kind of thing. But in the Denton area, I mean, you've got ranchettes as far as the eye can see a lot of times, and and you've got your hobby ranchers that may have sub 100 acres and running 40 head of mama cows or something like that. And you guys could do that over and over and over. But you've also, because of your expertise, your experience, your background, you guys are starting to represent these larger ranches like what you're mentioning. And, Oklahoma has become this attractive, in North Texas or Dallas, Fort Worth, not telling any secrets that nobody else doesn't already know, but Oklahoma, man, the land, the soil, the way they manage their wildlife, the water there, like there's a lot of positive reasons to venture across the Red River. So are you seeing an uptick in Oklahoma?
Oklahoma is definitely, this last 6 months has really seemed to catch on fire. 2 hours from the house, you can go hunt black bear. Like what? Right. So it's exciting. We've got a 4,000 acre ranch coming up that's got black bear and amazing deer, and huge, like 15-foot elevation change.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see and work in all these different, I call them different buckets of real estate. And then the cool thing about just being, whenever people think of ranchland properties, they don't even realize we're brokered through Keller Williams. But for the last 3 years, we had the opportunity to come up and be the co-directors of KW Land. And our vision there is to grow and be the largest land brokerage in the U.S. Mm-hmm. And if we're not there right now, we're a close second.
Yeah.
But selling between $3.5-4.5 billion a year collectively across the U.S. Creating a platform. You helped us build that platform for KW Land. We were like, nobody else is going to do that but Real Stag.
Yeah.
So you worked your tail off on that.
Yeah.
And it's an incredible. But our mission there is to empower every land agent with KW across the country. Doesn't matter where you are. You can plug into this platform that you built and be successful. Yeah. You have all the tools to go be successful.
Yeah, I was just going to the recent land summits that you guys put on, you guys aligning all of these resources, and it took somebody like you and Jason, I think it actually plays out better that you guys are partners and that you are also both the directors of KW Land, because it really got everything back in line and moving forward, and you set a vision for it, and now people are, adopting this and aligning with you. You had 26 states represented at your last land summit. You maxed out what the capacity of that conference center could do. If you go one more person over, you need a new facility. And I loved it being in the Fort Worth Stockyards because I felt like that vibe and culture aligned with what you guys were trying to do. Not that the other venues weren't aligned with it, but that one was so perfectly aligned. Everybody had that vibe and feel.
Yeah.
So in the training that you guys have, the speakers that you bring in, if you're a young person wanting to get started, it's definitely a springboard there. If you are a career change person, that's got some instincts around rural properties or cattle, hunting, wildlife, things like that, it's a springboard to start. If you're a seasoned veteran, there's also other levels of things. So you really take it at every level of recruitment and say, hey, we've got something for you.
Absolutely. That's the really cool thing about this platform is you're not going to pay for experienced land brokers. They might be paying a whole lot of money to their broker. And this KW offers a very, very unique, you can't get it anywhere else, what we call a split. Mm-hmm. And you get to keep a lot of money and build a lifestyle worth having and leaving a legacy for your family.
Yeah. There's a lot of things at KW, even like your mega camps and family reunions. I mean, the numbers are staggering. When you see those events that you guys put on, but there are also, a lot of resources, not generally land specific, but like real estate specific.
Right.
I mean, Gary Keller's written books, there's training materials, videos. It's just like there is a platform there for you to succeed. You guys are an extension of that. And then you've taken KW Land and said, hey, this segment over here, we're going to focus on that. And so credit to you guys.
Well, thank you. It's whenever we first sat down with Gary and shared our vision, and it was exciting. He's the king. He's the king of real estate. Mm-hmm. And to sit in his office and whiteboard stuff and listen to him and learn from him is incredible. And feel very blessed for that.
Yeah.
And just to know that, like, hey, we're learning every day. Right, we're growing every day, and KW is a great place for that. They teach you. We might be great land brokers, but we're also business owners, so we got to take the time, slow down, and focus on our business. Right.
So, what excites you the most about when you think about the future? Because if you know Jason well enough, you're very much an optimist. My experience, and then you're also a very positive person. Like, what excites you the most about the land industry, and what excites you most about the future of Ranchman?
I love that's a great question, man. Land is where wealth is built. Like, it doesn't matter if you're in New York City. I think everybody wants a little piece of land. They want to live the American dream, right? Yeah. And to know that we get to work in a space where you look at, what is it, Landman and Yellowstone, and everybody is like wants to live that dream, right?
Everybody wants to be ripped. There for a while, everybody's got aviator sunglasses, a black hat, and a jean jacket.
Yeah, I'm a little guy, so I can't. Rip's not me, but it's so fun to just know that we can be in this space and be relevant in this space and help people with their biggest life decisions most of the time, right?
Yeah.
And building a legacy for their family is super super important,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and it doesn't hurt to be in Dallas Fort Worth area. You got Taylor Sheridan building a Hollywood movie
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's
studio
crazy.
out there, and you got Elon moving stuff here, and Austin's blowing up as it always has, but now it's really blowing up. There's industries moving here. I mean, the economics of Texas, but even more so North Texas, is just staggering.
Right.
Staggering. I mean, I remember earlier in my career, you go through these, the real estate bust or the .com bubbles, which is going way back, but there's other little hiccups in the economy, and it's just like DFW, Dallas Fort Worth, and for the most part, a large part of Texas, just feels a little insulated from it because of the diverse economy.
It is.
And how many people are pouring in here?
It's so crazy. We always see, I talk about the different buckets of real estate. So it's like one day we're working on a cattle ranch, and then the next day we're working with developers on, hey, what's the highest, best use for this place?
Yeah.
And then it's doing the due diligence for them to earn their business, right? And so it's exciting for Ranchman Properties to know that we can service all different clients, to be relevant to them, right?
But that's my point. It's all going on in North Texas.
It all is going on in North Texas. It's wild. And you see people from out of state coming in going, hey, I want that turnkey horse ranch.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's just beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's so fun. It's so fun to see. Every day is a different journey for us.
Yeah.
And that's why living Proverbs 16:3 is like, it says, commit your plans to the Lord, right? And your work will be established. I might have messed that up, but something like that, right?
Yeah.
But it's like every day you get up, you know what you're going to work for.
Yeah. Jason, this has been insightful. Your journey is cool to hear firsthand and really dive into some of the details, and appreciate you being, that open, to letting other people see, what it's like in the day in the life of a land broker in your journey. So congratulations to you, and I wish you guys the best at Ranchman Properties.
Hey, amen. Thank you, Chad.
Yeah, thanks, Chad.